Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. This one is Lighting the Night. I am one of your players here, Wick, and I'm joined by the lovely
Tala, who is playing a certain fiery-headed toon named Amber, who's meeting up with.
good old Pappy. Oh boy.
Care to set the scene, Wick, before Amber joins in?
Uh, yeah. Alright, so, it is early evening, I would say, and me who hadn't thought about this beforehand. I have to make something up. I only thought about after. But, so, this time we are not quite in Toontown, but the town next door of Knick-Knack. Um, well, closer to the outskirts, really. It's an early evening. The sun has just set, but the moon isn't quite up just yet. It is rather quiet. You can hear the rushing river that is nearby. There are only a couple of buildings here, an inn, a theater, and a third building that we have yet to get to. But in the midst of all of this, uh, where are you, Amber?
Is just making her way down the trail towards this gaggle of buildings. In her arms is clutched a plain cardboard box. In the other, some kind of really packed up screwdriver from the looks of it. Who knows what she's doing with that?
Oh boy.
Right now, she is a toon on a mission, and she has zeroed in on wherever Pappy is, if he can be seen.
Uh, I would say, I would say that he can be seen. In fact, he is sitting in a rocking chair on the porch of the inn. He's just sitting, rocking back and forth. There's like one or two lanterns that are lit on this porch, so you can kind of see. And he's just kind of chilling. I wonder if
I
he's seen you yet. Perhaps.
don't know, want to roll perception? She's
I
pretty.
yeah.
I mean, actually, you could probably just use your. Uh,
Oh, the passive.
wait. Yeah, passive, passive.
Oh yeah. Well, his passive's a 13, so
Yeah, she. This is a living flame in the quickly darkening uh, evening. She's pretty obvious. He can totally see her coming.
and as as he spots you, Amber, he he kind of stops rocking and then puts his hand kind of as if there's sun, but there isn't any sun. He's just kind of squinting. He's like, "Hello, who's there?"
As Amber nears, you can see her wave as she starts uh, jogging a little bit until she's in like talking range. At which point, Pappy then hears, "Hey, Mr. Geriatric, good to see you're still awake. I got questions for you."
um, and Pappy now recognizes you and gives a wave back. Um, he kind of chuckles and goes, "Yeah, it's nice to see you too. Uh, what are you doing out so late?"
Well, uh, okay, basically, here's the thing. And Amber has reached the porch. She has set down the box. and she is now fiddling with the screwdriver. So, basically, I've been working on this little project, which is basically a multi-tool that transforms into, hopefully, every single tool by the time I'm done with it. And right now, I have just added brewer's supplies. And at that, she presses a pretty hidden button on the device. And where was once a messed up screwdriver is now, brewing supplies somehow. They just popped up out of nowhere.
And
And I was. And basically, these things got me thinking about how that stuff is made. What's it called? Rum. Or just alcohol in general. I tried finding out on my own so that like these tools could actually be of use. But I'm not allowed in libraries anymore, and most breweries aren't really interested in telling me. So
and you see Pappy just kind of blink and taking in all this information, and then goes, "Well, you certainly come to the right place. I mean, I've been doing my brewing for who knows how long. Also, why are you not allowed in libraries?"
I uh I'm not really good at controlling myself in them.
Ah, okay. So, and he's now kind of taken a little bit of a look at the tools that you have. Huh. This is quite an interesting kit. And you wanted to make rum?
Wanted to know how you made your stuffs.
Stuff. Oh, I don't. Right. I don't make rum. I make bourbon whiskey.
Wait, wrong alcohol.
That is okay.
That was out of character. Okay.
Oh,
I
that's
forgot
fine.
what the alcohol was.
Listen, I didn't know anything about alcohol. I actually looked up stuff for this. Oh, believe me, I don't know either. But he's just kind of taking
Pretend
a look
Amber
now.
has pretend Amber has not made an utter fool of herself. Please.
I guess the best way to explain it. Do you want to go inside, or do you want to head over to the mill? And he kind of points in the direction of that third building that we hadn't really looked at.
Mill. Is that important to the process?
Yeah. Actually, it's one of the starting points. And he kind of gets up from his rocking chair and kind of goes down the porch steps. Why don't we head on over there?
Alright, nice. Let's get going then. And she is already running off.
Oh, well, wait for me. And he's like a little bit slower, but it isn't very difficult to get there. It's like right there. I mean, even though the inn and the theater are next to each other, the mill is a bit farther back, and it's very close to the side of the river. Because as you move forward, actually, do you want to make an investigation check?
Boy, investigation. Alright.
Because I know perception can be me. I'll just use investigation. Don't worry about it.
That doesn't
9.
help. That's a 9.
Well, what you do notice, you're not sure how it's related, but this mill has like a wheel attached to it, and it is being pushed around by the river. Maybe it has something to do with it.
Wow, magic.
Magic. But now Pappy has caught up to you. Yeah, this is the mill. It's it's not much, but
What's it for?
oh, well. And he kind of gets like this sparkle in his eye, and it looks like he's gonna go into like a very long-winded explanation. So, this mill is very important, or at least that part, and he points to the wheel. That's the water wheel, and it moves some stuff on the inside and crushes up the grain that eventually goes into the bourbon. You know?
Bourbon is made out of grain?
Uh, yeah, it is. Actually, specifically, bourbon's made out of a particular percentage of different grains. So it's actually made from corn, if you could believe it. Well, I mean,
Oh,
that's most of it. Let me see. I know it's got to be at least, and it looks like he's kind of doing a calculation. I think it's like 51% corn, but like they also use barley and rye, except I don't use rye, I use wheat. Makes it
man,
taste
that
a
did
little better.
not taste like corn.
That did. Then he kind of stops for a second. Did you? Did I give you some? Did we serve any?
Uh, yeah, you gave me some. Gonna
you want
roll
to roll?
deception?
You want to roll
Yeah,
deception? Well, and I gotta roll his insight. What's his insight? I can't.
that's
Oh,
an 8.
oh, oh no.
Yeah, he knows she's lying. There's this shiftiness to her eyes that just gives her away.
Uh, huh. Well, I mean, I don't quite recall, but I mean, you don't happen to have it with you, do you?
Uh, no, just the bottle.
Wait, did you? And
Uh,
you can see him counting on his fingers, like, wait, when did you first get here? And that you drink the whole thing? It's not a very large bottle, but he's still kind of impressed.
uh, you're not supposed to drink it all in one go?
Uh, not unless you want to fall on your ass.
I mean, I don't know. It didn't really do anything. It just burned really well.
Burn. Oh, that's right. You're right. It looks like he's gonna point to your head, and then it's like, oh, right. Yeah, you're fire. Ah,
Yeah, things work a little differently for her.
huh. So, that does make a lot of sense. Alcohol burns very easily, and if you burn it, you're not really drinking it. Like you're drinking it, but maybe the properties are different. That's
I don't think it's
fascinating.
worth it to really question how it works.
Ah, he's kind of like thought I was onto something.
Yeah, you get confused real easily.
But he kind of just nods. But wait, you drank it all in one go?
Yes?
Man, he must be a real hard drinker, huh? I mean, it didn't. I haven't had that kind of tolerance in a long time. And he kind of just he's sweating. He kind of looks away, like maybe I shouldn't tell them about it, about my past drinking endeavors.
Oh, interesting.
But anyway, um, so yeah, it's the bourbon's made from grain, and then you mash it all together with some water, and then you ferment it with some yeast, and then you do that evaporating thing, and you can tell he's kind of just saying a bunch of stuff, and you're not quite sure what he's going on about.
I'm gonna just Roll intelligence save to see if she can even follow.
Uh, hey,
You know what? Disjointed thoughts gang. Handshake.
That's gay. And I mean, to be fair, he's not actually using too much jargon. Um,
E.
you hear him kind of going on about how to cook it, how to kind of, ferment it, distill it, and then eventually kind of bottle it up and and then age it. It actually seems pretty cut and dry, though you kind of wonder if there's actual vernacular for it or if he's just kind of making terms up. It seems like he knows what he's doing, but he might not know the terms for it per se. But anyway, you want to take a look inside?
Would I?
What would you?
Would I?
Would you?
Would I?
Would okay, I think we get it.
Yeah. Let's get moving, old man. I want to see what's inside.
The name is Pappy. You don't gotta call me old man. I mean, I am an old man, but that's besides.
But that's kind of weird because you're not related to me.
Oh, well, oh, I guess that makes sense. I guess then you can just call me Julian. That's my name, but everyone
That's
just calls
too
me
many
Pappy.
syllables. I think I'll just call you old man.
Uh,
Unless you prefer Mr. Geriatric. That's
but
a fun one.
geriatric has more syllables than Julian.
So,
You just, never mind. He's just like, but you see him walking around towards the side of the mill, and that's actually when you realize something. Well, actually, I might make you do another investigation, just in case.
investigation.
Good, that's at least marginally better.
Yep.
You
That's
realize
12.
something. There, well, as far as you could tell, you've only seen like half of the sides of this mill, but even though there are ample windows, there aren't any doors.
How are we supposed to get in? Do I have to break a window?
No, no, no. Please don't.
Ah, good. I kept my
Uh,
hand on one once. That hurt a lot.
I can imagine. And but as he's speaking to you, you notice what he has picked up is a ladder. So he kind of just, ugh, he kind of plops the ladder onto the side of the onto the side of the mill.
Well, that works, I guess. No property damage, at least.
Oh yeah, we
There
use
might be a
this.
hint of disappointment in there.
Oh, oh, but he kind of just he he gestures to the ladder. Uh, nah, I should probably go up first. And so he kind of starts climbing. Um, do you want me to make you roll anything?
Amber's climbing up with a box clutched in her arms, so maybe a dex save.
I
Or a
mean,
flat dex.
and actually, I'll have Pappy roll too.
Oh no.
Um, but yeah, go ahead.
14.
11. So as he's climbing up, he's kind of got these kind of cowboyish looking boots that kind of get stuck once or twice on the rungs, and he's like, ugh, oh jeez, gotta be careful. Meanwhile, you're actually doing marginally better, and as you are climbing up, you kind of can vaguely see through the windows. It's very difficult to though, probably just because it's dark. You emit a bit of light, but it's hard to see in a dark place when you've got like light in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you try to look out of your house at night, but then you can't see anything.
It's just the other house on the other side of the window. Where did that other house come from? Who is it?
Who is that? But it does take a little bit of time to climb all the way up because this place is pretty big, pretty tall. You're surprised he was able to get the ladder pretty much almost up there. Yeah, it kind of has to stop for a moment, kind of push the last little bit out because it's one of them slidey ladder thingies. But but soon enough, you find yourself scrambling onto the roof of the place. And he's there too. So you're both now just standing on the roof.
Ah, nice. I'm tall for once.
And Pappy does nod along though. Yeah, it's a real you can get a real nice view up here. And he kind of points in the direction of Knickknack Town, and you can see kind of some of the buildings from afar. Some of them are still lit up because it's not quite late, but it's still pretty dark now. But anyway, where is it? And he's kind of looking around the roof for a second. There's a there it is. And you notice that he is now standing near a hatch of some sort that is on this roof. This is where we get in.
All right. She is gonna just pull it open.
Oh, careful. And he kind of helps you open it up the rest of the way. But he does put a hand out as if to block you from actually going in through the hatch. Now, just a moment. Let me just.
Amber is very tempted to go in out of spite.
Just hold on a moment. And he leans and he sticks his head in there and he's looking around. Okay. I think we're all right.
All right,
I'll
and
go
she
in.
goes.
Huh?
Once he gives the clear, she's going in.
She just goes in. Careful. There is like a little ladder on the bottom edge of the hatch, so like you can just climb down instead of having to like jump. So now you are on.
No broken bones for her, at least.
You are on this walkway, and it's actually really dark in here. um, there doesn't seem to be a lot of light sources, or at least if there are lights, they're all turned off. And you can hear Pappy kind of clambering down too. Yeah, I don't usually let folks in here, but you seem to have at least an interest, a curiosity about it. And it's nice.
Sure, an interest.
Sure. Me, should I roll insight on that?
Go ahead.
It sounds suspect. No, it is a 12.
Yeah, it's an interest. She's definitely interested.
Now, I do ask that you keep your voice down a little bit as we're making our way through.
Why? Is the building gonna fall down on us if I yell?
Not exactly, but well, and he kind of walks towards like the edge of the walkway. There are kind of like railings to delineate where that stops and where there's no floor and then you would fall. So he's kind of like, where? Hmm. He kind of leans farther out. Huh. Now, where'd they? Oh, okay. And he kind of walks back towards you. I mean, they're lower down, so I mean, we should be okay. I haven't really monitored much of the sleep cycles.
Sleep cycles.
Oh, well, um, yeah. It's it's not like the bourbon or anything. It's not alive, but well, I guess, and he kind of gestures for you to go to the balcony as well of this walkway.
Taking a looky.
So you can take a look, um, and it is still really dark in here. Even with your head being made of fire, you can't really see that far out. Because I'm assuming you don't have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
However, Pappy does like gingerly place a hand on your shoulder, and suddenly you can see in the dark.
You turned me into a cat?
No, no. I I know it's tough to see in here, so I thought maybe I could help. Um, so he can actually grant you dark vision, similar to his. So now you can see up to 300 feet in the dark.
Oh, 300?
Yeah.
Holy
Um,
shit.
yeah. So suddenly you can kind of see this whole mill, and it is rather big. It seems to act as both a storage, a kind of act as storage for barrels upon barrels of bourbon, as well as the mill portion. You can kind of like hear the creaking of the water wheel, and you actually start to see some of the apparatus on one of the lower floors kind of working away at crushing the grain. But what you also see on the lower floors are strange blobs of some kind. And you can easily come to the conclusion that those are jellies.
That looks very unsanitary.
On the contrary, they aren't really. They actually help with pests. Sometimes you got all them critters that walk in here, so they take care of them.
What are those exactly?
Oh, I'm sorry, I just blanked for a hot second. What did you say again?
What are those exactly?
What are they?
E.
Uh, they're they're ochre jellies, and they eat all the stuff that shouldn't be in here. But sometimes they can get a little hostile. But that's if you're really close or you poke them or believe me,
Okay.
it was a tough
I
time
wouldn't.
getting them in here. And then we do like a jump cut and you see him kind of just like trying to get them in there, but they're also like trying to bap at him with a nubbin and they're all just like, ah.
It's shoving them back with a broom.
Yeah.
Like, get in the pit. Get in the pit.
Get in there, please. Yeah, I can't be in here all the time, so that they can often stay in here. I give them a little food if they haven't actually caught anything or nothing has wandered in here. So. But yeah, I still have yet to map out their sleep cycles so I can see when the best time is to come in, inspect the place.
Neat.
Yeah. And
Have
he
they
kind of
killed
actually
anyone?
gives. Huh?
Have they killed anyone before?
And Pappy's just like, uh, you mean like, you mean like people?
Yeah.
No,
Where'd you
they,
get them from?
well, uh, I mean, as far as I know, they haven't killed anybody. I, they, I, I got them from the
Means you
woods.
that means you might have murderers in your mill. That's so cool.
And he kind of just slowly nods. Okay, that all right. He's just trying not to judge, but he's like, what?
Probably security against more than just pests.
uh, well, yeah. I mean, I really don't want anybody messing with the place. I mean, you know what happened in the cellar, and he kind of just trails off. Um, as you recall, two of the barrels were broken in that particular incident. So,
The cellar and everything else.
yeah, that's I've patched up most of the stuff in there. There's nothing really to worry about. But you you guys have been okay since then, right? No hard feelings.
Oh, uh, I think so. I don't know. I haven't gotten to catch up with the others yet. Kind of just been wandering around mostly.
Oh, and he kind of looks a little surprised. I thought y'all were kind of like a team, you know, traveling together and doing
Team.
stuff.
Uh, no, no, we are kind of just. I think most of us were kind of just strangers that got thrown into that situation. Like, the only reason I took part was because I thought I'd get paid. And I did, so, yay.
He kind of gives a little grimace at the we were all just thrown into it, but he just kind of nods again. No, it's understandable. But anyway, you would you like to just take a gander around? I mean, not on the lower floors, but up here. It ain't too bad.
Sure, I don't see why not.
Okay. And he actually looks pretty peppy as he kind of starts walking down the walkway. And I mean, as far as you can tell, there's really just mostly barrels up here. But you realize that this place doesn't actually have any steps. They're all ladders. So he kind of gets to one ladder, gestures for you to follow, climbs down one, and then like in this next level, there seem to be a couple of different like large drums or columns, and he starts kind of explaining what each of the things do. So that one's the doubler, and then that's the column stills, and then we have the fermenters on the other side, but of course they're a little lower down, and they each have a big part in making the stuff.
Huh. Amber's just nodding, like, yeah, yeah, I know what these words mean.
I am definitely following. um, but as you guys descend another floor, so I'm imagining this place is like 5 floors, so you are now on the 3rd floor. You can actually start hearing the movement of the jellies. It's not very loud, it just kind of hears like a You kind of just hear a little bit of it moving. Uh, so they are awake, but they don't seem to have noticed either of you. You can count
Yet.
up to yet. You can count at least 3 in your sight. So yeah, they aren't too bad, huh? And he's kind of just looking at him like, yeah, I did this as he brought them in here.
Little murderers in the making. I hear slime creatures are like really dangerous. I fought one before. Nearly swallowed me whole. But then again, I
What?
was way smaller back then, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised it was that easy.
Uh, are you okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're okay.
Amber just looks at him like, uh, duh, I'm standing right here.
Sorry, it's a habit. Uh, uh, but I must admit your brewing set. Uh, I mean, it's pretty good. It's only gonna make a very small amount though, and you have to be sure about the particular yeast strain that you're using, and then you got to make sure the pressure's right. You probably want to put in a particular room, um, like this, and he kind of just gestures at a couple of the other uh, instruments that are in here.
I don't have a room to put it in.
You, do you? And he stops and he turns to look at you directly. You do you not have a home?
I didn't say that. I was just asking if what if I don't have a room to put it in? You
Well, I mean
you
it'll.
can roll insight on that.
Yeah. 23.
23. Yeah, this kid deflecting hard probably hit the nail right on the head.
Oh no. Um, and he kind of just blinks rapidly, and then goes, "Well, I mean, it'll still work with pressurized containers, but that's besides the point. You know,
Got it. Pressurized containers.
yeah, but if you need a place to stay, and then he kind of,
I have a place. I have a place.
I mean, I would hate to disagree, but I don't know. I don't know for sure,
Exactly.
but he's kind of just like, I mean, I mean, I know how it is. It's nice to wander about, be free, but sometimes you just need a certain spot to settle down, you know?
Nah, I like wandering around. Settling down sounds boring.
Well, I mean, kind of more like I mean, it can
Last
always
place I
be,
settled down, I burned it to the ground by accident, so.
ah, right, you're fire. It's like he keeps on
Yeah.
reminding himself.
And most buildings are made out of wood.
That is true, but not all of them. But I know that circumstances were rather odd last time, but you can still always have a room in the inn.
Uh, yeah, no thanks. Too many people.
To, oh, well, and you kind of see him look off to the side. Well, I mean, besides us, and we're going on another tour, there isn't usually any people in the inn.
Probably still a bad idea for me to stay too long there. Like,
And
eventually it is going to burn down. Trust me on that.
well, I don't think Ruffles would let you. And he kind of gives a chuckle.
Ah, that's what the last that's what the last owners of the last house thought.
Huh. Last? Where did you stay last?
Uh with um so what does this Doubler thing do?
Hard deflect. Very much. But unfortunately, I have to say, that does work because honestly, you mention anything related to production of bourbon, he goes, oh, right, the doubler. Now, the doubler does help in the distilling process. After, and he kind of just starts explaining some of it. And it's made out of copper because it's got to be specifically copper. So I'm not going to explain the whole thing to you, but you can tell
Yeah,
you've
good. I
picked a
don't think
good
Amber would have
you've picked
been listening very well either.
a you've picked a good topic to make him rant about. But he kind of explains that and also the column stills. Um, and then he kind of goes, and usually they're taller than this. I had a much bigger place before, but now it's I could just make smaller batches. So
How many batches are you able to make with this?
uh, and he kind of just looks around a little bit for a moment. Well, it kind of depends. I mean, if you're just making straight bourbon, I mean, because see, some of the ones that are upstairs, those are aging. So you have to hold on to those for a little while longer. So then, you don't have as much room to make more of it. But that's kind of how you make it in the first place. So, and you can see him looking, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna see if he can figure out how much. Yeah, his intelligence is not great. He knows how to do things, but he won't know the technicals. So he's just like, it's that one meme where you got all the calculations floating around their head, like, how much do I make? uh, I'll have to get back to you on that one, I think. I mean, do I use liters? Do I use ounces? No, ounces. No, gallons. No, wait, maybe bushels? You can just see him getting confused.
All right, you make a certain amount. Got it.
Yeah, not as much as other breweries, but still. I'd like to think that I have a more selective label. And he kind of puffs out his chest like, yeah.
How many bottles do you actually sell?
uh, well, not as much as we used to. I mean, in the past, we sold a lot more. We, had more movement, better advertising, and he kind of trails off.
Right.
Huh?
Well, that got to depressing territory. Moving on.
I mean, it's not that we don't sell any now. I mean, we still do. Just not as much. I think maybe people aren't as into it as they used to be.
Probably all things considered.
Yeah.
So what else is on these levels? What's on the lower floors?
Well, I mean, there's. And he kind of looks forward a bit. Well, I know we can't really access much of the fermenters or some other storage bins. There's also, the heaters are there too. And he kind of squints to look at it more. And then. Yeah, that's where all the bottles are. But otherwise, there's not really much that you're missing. And it's best if we don't, disturb the jellies.
Yeah, I don't want to repeat of last time.
He nods as if he also knows, like, yeah, I don't want to mess with them either.
Jellies don't fuck around, man.
They really don't. But, so, and then he kind of leans back onto the balcony and looks up. We're kind of a bit of a ways down. You want to walk back up, or do you want me to like carry you?
You sure your old man bones can handle that?
And he kind of just puts his hands on his hips, like, of course I can. I'm not that old. I
Oh no, you look pretty old.
I still got a spring in my step.
How
Here, I
old
can show
is
you.
not that old?
He kind of he holds out an arm, like, come on, I can get you.
All right, she's clambering on then. Pappy Express.
Is it like a backpack situation?
Pretty much piggyback ride, baby.
So you get on there, and hold on, should I roll? I'm gonna roll strength for that, or like athletics.
Oh boy. If you drop Amber, she's gonna call you geriatric for the rest of your life.
I think he does manage to hold on. He does have advantage on it, so you can kind of tell he's done this before, or at least has held. He's able to bear a certain amount of weight, so he kind of gets you settled on there. All right, well, hold on, and he actually he climbs onto like the balcony ledge, like, so he climbs up onto it.
Hey, old man, wrong way, I think. We're
No,
supposed to go down. We're not supposed to go down.
no, this is the right way, and he takes a step off of it, and
Well,
it looks like you guys
see
are
you,
going
life.
to fall,
It's been a good run.
but you guys float.
What?
And then you start rising up. See,
So
there
are
ain't
you
nothing
a
to it.
balloon?
No,
Are you
I'm not a
filled with
balloon.
helium?
No. I mean, I don't think so. No, I'm not filled with helium. No, I
Are
can.
you
I can.
sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I can fly. And
Wow.
in fact, he kind
Wild.
of speeds up a little bit to kind of get up, and you go up and up and up, and you actually fly right through the hatch. And there we go.
Oh wait, I know how you did that.
Uh,
Fizzy soda, that thing from that one movie.
and this gets him cracking up. No. Oh, I wish I had some of that fizzy soda pop, but no, that's not. Oh, I mean, And he turns around and kind of closes the hatch. I mean, I can only fly for a little bit at a time. About a minute or so. Did you want to fly around the place, or
Oh, would I?
would you?
Would I?
Would you?
Would I?
Yeah,
Yes, I
okay.
would. Yes, please.
Yes, please. Um,
Hold
so what he does then is he kind of braces himself a little, and then he starts walking and then starts running across the roof and does like a little jump, and you guys are off. You guys kind of just you kind of start flying through the air, and you kind of aim in the direction of the theater, and you kind of make a loop around that. What do you think?
Well, I think you're still very old, but this is cool.
And he kind of just gives a thumbs up, like, I'll take it. I ain't no Superman, but it's pretty fun. And he kind of starts flying around the roof of the inn, and then kind of he takes a turn towards the river, and now you guys are flying near it, not over it, but kind of alongside it. Ain't it
So,
nice?
why are you able to fly?
How?
Yeah. How?
And he kind of has a thoughtful look on his face. Maybe I should keep it a secret. And he kind of has a mischievous grin.
All right, then. Keep your secrets.
Oh, I'm just messing. It's kind of part of the stuff that I do. And he kind of slows down and he makes a little bit of a landing, a bit of a ways away. And as you touch down, you are both kind of near this field, and it looks like wheat. It's a wheat field.
Ooh.
You you want to hop down?
Well, yeah, she has hopped down, has set the box down, and is approaching the wheat.
He kind of stretches. I mean, you are kind of right. I'm a little old for it. He kind of stretches a bit more. Ah. But yeah, this wheat is part of it. The bourbon, I mean. And he kind of runs his hand through some of the wheat. Kind of nice to just. He kind of flops down. It's time to make a wheat angel.
You know what? Sure. Why not? She flops down too.
Uh-oh.
Except, let me just
Yeah, hold
roll
on.
something.
Oh no. Oh,
Okay, the rest of the wheat doesn't catch fire, but Pappy does notice that when her head raises from where it hit the ground, the wheat there is nothing but ash.
oh. And so, kind of, Pappy does like take a glance, but tries not to stare because he's like, "Oh, right, that's how it works."
Mm-hmm.
So now the two of you are just flopped on this wheat, and as you look up, you see some of the stars that have come out, and even a little bit of the moon has started to not be completely up in the air, but about halfway up in the sky. It's a really nice night.
So, is it? It just looks like night.
Well, I mean, it's nice when you got company, when you got silence, when you got nature. And he kind of closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. It's really, real nice.
Uh, Sure, Jan.
What?
Don't worry about it.
I was like, what? But
Amber's lying there, but she doesn't see the appeal.
no. Um, but as you both continue to stare up at the sky, you notice that some of the stars are moving. Wait, those aren't stars. Suddenly, those are fireflies. Some of them are kind of blinking in and out, but you see some of them flying about. And it is a pretty good night. So far, at least.
So far, at least.
Oh,
I guess she's mostly paying attention to the fireflies. You don't see those often, especially not, well, from most of the areas she hangs out in.
hmm. And Pappy kind of reaches a hand out. Kind of, when you reach a hand out to the sun, except no, there's no sun here. And it looks like he's kind of just holding his hand out, like trying to get a firefly. And one does land on his hand. Ah,
You know
you
what?
finally know.
Amber's gonna be more proactive in the hunt for fireflies.
Oh
She
no.
takes out the bottle. Actually, I probably should roll for that.
Oh.
She does not take out the bottle.
She takes out the bottle, rolls. She does not take out.
That's a 20. Let's see what it was. Uh, no. She tries to take out the bottle. That's a roll of tape.
And he kind of glances at you like, well, duct tape's always useful. I don't know how you
So
use it.
that's where that went. All right, Box, you hold this.
No.
Hand it off to the Box, who's still there, just sitting there.
Just chilling.
Wait, the DC rises, right?
Yeah, you have to roll over a 5.
Heck,
Uh,
more tape.
you
She
just take
she
out more
takes
tape.
out another roll of tape, slightly more used. Like, oh, that's where that one went. All right, Box,
You
hold this.
you sure carry a lot of tape. A fixer-upper, huh?
Yep, good for fixing. Well, mostly fixing Box.
Hmm.
Does that pass?
I I would say so. Yeah.
Yay! All right, finally, she takes out the bottle.
Wait, is this the bottle of?
Bottle of bourbon, empty now. But like, want to catch a firefly, fan. All right. She is getting up from from her spot, and hold on. She is going to just try and catch a couple of fireflies. Who knows? They could be useful for future experiments. Let's see. What should I roll for that?
um, I think I would say you have your choice between 3 options. You can roll straight dex, you could roll sleight of hand, or you could even roll acrobatics. I can imagine you just trying to get into all these different positions to go catch them.
All right, sleight of hand.
Nice.
Woo, 16.
You
All
kind of
right.
pop up.
Yeah, she manages to grab a couple and stuff them into the bottle. First one does get squished by accident, but
No!
oh well.
Oh no!
Oh well, we don't talk about that one.
Oh.
But in the end, she has let me 4 fireflies.
4. Nice. And
And one dead one, but don't worry about it.
and and the whole time Pappy has just been kind of watching watching you attempt to catch each of these in the empty bourbon bottle. And he kind of chuckles a little bit. I remember doing that when I was younger.
I get it. You're old.
I,
You don't need to tell me again.
that's not what I. Ugh. I'm just, I'm just trying to relate, you know. And as you turn back to say that, you notice that he has a few more fireflies on him, a couple on his shoulders, and a couple on his hat too. This is nice. And he kind of takes one firefly and it kind of just crawls around on his hand a bit.
Meanwhile, he's just shaking the bottle, like, all right, nice. What to do with these?
So, you gonna let them go?
I mean, if I can't find anything useful for them, sure. Probably.
He blinks a few times
They
and then
might
just
die
nods.
before I get to that point, but
Uh, well,
whatever.
you two, you do you, I guess. And he just kind of rubs the back of his neck. A couple of the fireflies fly away.
No, making alcohol seems to require a lot of equipment. I think
Yeah.
I'd be better off just buying. Say, would you be cool with letting me buy some of that without an ID? I don't have legal documentation.
Ah. And he thinks for a moment. Part of me feels like that's a bad idea, but I mean,
You can
you're
roll insight, I feel like. Just 18.
he's kind of looking at you critically. And now he's starting to piece things a little bit together from the way you've been looking around curiously, catching some fireflies, calling him old. Suddenly, hold on. How old did you say you were?
I never said how old I was. Get your
There.
hearing checked, old man.
My hearing is just fine, thank you. But I guess you got a point. So, how old are you? You are old enough to drink, right?
I don't know. Deception time.
Deception time.
I mean, I already drank a full bottle. I'm probably old enough to drink if I manage to do that. She knows damn well how old she is, and it is not as old as she should be.
Oh no. And he's hit with the realization, oh no. Oh no. Are you a child?
Legally speaking, no, I think. Wait, I don't
What?
know laws.
Legally speaking. Just answer the question. I mean, I
Well,
can
I'm
go.
technically 11.
And you see his jaw kind of drop. What do you mean and you drank a whole bottle of this? And he points to the bottle.
I'm built different.
What? But and he is panicking because oh my god, he let a child drink alcohol. But then he kind of backpedals for a second. Wait, you said you didn't feel any different.
Yeah, it just burns. Like, that's basically what happens to everything I drink or eat.
Ah, so then it doesn't, the alcohol doesn't affect you at all. Huh.
I think so?
At least not that one. Huh.
I mean, I did feel way more relaxed afterwards. Like, seriously, I have never felt less paranoid.
It looks like he's gonna say something and then stops. Uh, then he kind of looks a little pensive. Huh. And you can actually see him weighing his options in his mind. Because on the one hand, it doesn't actually affect them that much, at least in terms of being drunk. But on the other hand, to sell alcohol to a child is probably not a good idea. And you can see the two halves of this just conflicting. Uh,
Well, legally, I'm pretty sure I can buy it if. Wait, that is how it works, right? If I don't have legal documentation that says how old I am, then how does that work?
and he kind of just gives a tired sigh. Well, typically, when someone goes to purchase alcohol, you have to be a certain age. Now, I know with tunes it can be a little different, but
Yeah,
typically,
that too. That too. I may technically be 11, but who knows? For my species, I could be a full grown adult. You are well aware she is not a full grown adult.
you could clearly see on his face like press X to doubt. uh, well, the only thing is, and he's kind of puts a hand to his chin and kind of strokes his beard a little bit. The only thing is, I don't want you to form a habit or anything. I mean, even if it is appropriate for uh, and he gestures to you, a fire tune to drink, you know, you don't want to. And he's just like, oh, what do I do?
I can't imagine this is a very common situation.
Hmm.
Would
He
it
takes
help
a.
if I learn how to make forgery so you can feign innocence?
He's like,
I was gonna add forger's tools.
I don't,
That was next on the list.
I don't think, I, I don't think you should be breaking the law.
It's only breaking the law if I'm caught.
And he kind of just gives this look like, really? I mean, you're not wrong, but
Yeah, exactly. I'm not.
now, all right. I think I can at least cut you a deal. And he looks a little bit on the serious side, but then kind of shifts back to a kind of just an easygoing look. Why don't I just give you one bottle and you just have to make it last? And don't forge anything, because, at least if someone finds out you have alcohol, the blame will be on me and not you. You know, just in case.
Okay, but uh, just one bottle?
Do you do you need more?
I mean, can I get more?
Sorry, I'm just. Okay. Please, sir, may I have some more? But he kind of chuckles a little. Ah, so you get a bargain? Hmm. How much? How much are you thinking?
I see. I have. Hold on, I want to just see if she actually knows how to bargain. Because otherwise, she's gonna be really bad at this. That's a 4.
Oh no.
Well, I have 90 gold. How much does alcohol cost?
Yeah. I have to admit that's a good question. How much does me trying to read uh it's I'm trying to figure out uh a good price. I hadn't thought about this.
Yeah. It's 5e tools down, so I can't check that.
I just googled it. I'm like alcohol D&D. But he actually blinks rather quickly. You have that much gold?
Oh, yeah. I need a lot of money if I'm gonna be able to like make more gadgets, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Materials are expensive.
Uh, yeah. He kind of takes a glance toward the mill, like, yeah, things can be expensive. Um, hmm. Well, I don't want you to spend all of your money, and you wouldn't have to anyway. Hmm.
What, you wanna bargain with tasks instead? I'm pretty good at fixing stuff you need stuff fixed. Or building. Or destroying.
Ah,
Uh, take your pick.
that's an idea. And he is, he thinks about it and then goes, you know, that might actually work better. How about I give you just one bottle tonight, and then whenever you need more, you come on over. You know, you help me out with one or two things, and then you get another one.
You know what? Yeah, okay, I can do it. That sounds reasonable, I think.
And he's like, I think. You're dealing with two people who don't know how to.
Pappy makes this for a living, and
Yeah,
he doesn't even know how much it costs.
listen, I never said that he was a good business person. Why do you think he hired Laffy to do the expenses? He's a business clown. Pappy didn't know nothing about business.
It
But
works.
he he actually, hold on a second. He you you actually see him just pull out a bottle, seemingly from nowhere. I do have one on me. Have I opened this one yet? Um, and as you're looking at it, you wanna make an investigation check
Would I?
with advantage.
With advantage?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, it still worked. Um, so you do notice a difference though between this bottle and the one that you have filled with fireflies. The one that you have in your hands just said, Pappy's aged bourbon. But on that one, it does have the same title, but it also has an image of a rather familiar looking mask.
Ooh, is that an older bottle?
Uh, and he kind of takes a look at it again. Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, you can still have it if you want. We age them after all.
Hey, alcohol's alcohol, I think.
um, but as he kind of looks at the label, um, he's thinking about something, trying to remember. I'm gonna have him roll to see if he kind of quite recalls it. Oh, he does.
21.
That reminds me. Now I don't want to sound like I'm accusing any of y'all of anything, but during your stay here, did one of yous go into that boarded up room?
No, that did not happen. Deception time, baby. That's that one.
Oh my god. And well, he got a 10, but that's still beating it.
Yeah.
And he kind of he gives a sigh. I thought so. The boards didn't look quite right. We took them down after the whole thing, and I took a look inside. But Emmer noticed something was missing, and he got kind of panicky. You think you know where it might have gone? We're missing a mask.
Wait a second. Was Amber the one that had the mask?
Uh-huh. Sweating.
There's the sound of gears turning in her head, like, ah, right. Uh, you know, I don't have the mask, but I do have something that looks really similar. E10. Okay. And she pulls out the mask. Yeah, you can have it in exchange for the bottle, since it's free tonight,
And he does kind of try to not smile a little bit, as clearly, yes, that is the mask. What are you talking about? but the trade is made. He takes the mask and he gives you the bottle. And you actually do see him looking at the mask almost wistfully, fondly. It's good to have this one back. I know Emmer, he'll be happy to have it back. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Enjoy your definitely a replica.
Wait, I'm gonna.
No, sorry, I did not break into that room.
Hold on. Admittedly, even though he is not quite deceived by you, he does take a look at the mask and he does have the thought that crosses his mind, like, wait, is this a replica? Is this the real one? That's an investigation roll, by the way.
Lovely.
Freaking
For the listeners, that wasn't that one.
Yeah. He's just looking at her like, God, this is the right one, right? But he kind of just takes a sigh and he just nods. Well, hopefully you enjoy that bottle. Not too much. Don't drink it all at once. Again.
Got it. Only drink half.
And it looks like he goes to say something, but then stops himself. It's progress, baby steps.
Baby steps. Out of the way, it'll help her sleep tonight.
uh, I don't. Probably shouldn't drink it before bed. Well, maybe. Oh.
I mean, it's really good at making me sleepy.
And then, you do hear him
Basically,
mutter.
sleep medicine, but tastes good.
He, you hear him mutter something under his breath. Would you like to roll perception? I'll make you roll perception on this one.
Perception. Ah, lovely.
A
That's
7.
a 7.
You hear something. You hear him mumble something about grandchildren, but you don't hear the whole thing. Anyways, it's it's pretty dark out now, but I think you can still make your way back, right? Or do you want me to walk you?
Walk. I can walk myself.
That's true. But
It's probably. I
go ahead.
probably should get going though. I have a totally real house to get back to.
Yeah, that is something to return to. Though I will give you a reminder. The offer still stands. Whenever you need a place to stay.
I
You know,
will
that
give you a
isn't your
reminder. I don't need it.
well, if you happen to, especially if you totally, not have a real house, wink wink nudge nudge. But, just saying.
Hmm. Well, I will take that reminder. I won't be using it, but thanks for the offer, I guess.
And he gives a bit of a tentative smile. Now run along. It's getting late.
Sure thing. And after picking up box, putting away the tape rolls, which are then promptly lost again, but who cares? She gives one final wave before she's running on back to the trail.
And he gives a wave back and kind of just watches you go as the camera pans out, overlooking the night landscape, the river, and the moon, which is now risen completely. And honestly, I think that's a good place to end it off.
Yep. Ending the recording in 3, 2, 1. Have a nice night, folks.
Good night.